everyone, it's Mrs. McClelland here. Welcome back to First Level Maths, where we're looking at patterns in time. This is our second session with this. So yesterday we were looking at the smallest units of time that we use when we're looking at seconds and minutes. So today we're just getting a bit bigger and we're starting to have a look at 5-minute intervals and the significance of those when we're looking at a clock. So I'm going to put on a presentation, and I'm also going to be using a clock to show you. There we go. So that gives me something to show you. We're looking at patterns in time again. So yesterday we had a look at a minute, and we also looked at seconds. So how long is 5 minutes? If we have a look at a clock with hands, this is what's called an analog clock. That's a fancy name for it. An analog clock is a clock with hands. The small marks around the outside of the clock face mark each of the individual minutes. So maybe go and have a look at a clock in the house if you haven't got one close by. So you can stop the video and go and have a look. Maybe there's a clock that you might be able to take off the wall, or you might have a watch which has got minutes on it that somebody will let you have a look at. So stop the video and go and see if you can find a clock and find those small marks. Not all clocks have all the minutes marked out. That makes them quite tricky to learn to tell the time with. Stop the video if you need to, and then come back again when you're ready. If you have a look at that clock then, how many little spaces are there between each of the numbers on the clock? I've got a clock face here, but obviously I'm quite small at the moment, the picture that you see of me. But I can see these wee marks around the outside. There's 5 of them. So if I start at 12 and I count around to the number 1, there'll be 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means if we count around the clock for each of the numbers, every time I get to a number on the clock, I get to 5. So we can count right round the clock in 5s. Let's see if we can see how many minutes there are going around the whole of the clock face. So this would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So this shows me that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. 60 minutes in 1 hour. Remember, there's also 60 seconds in 1 minute. So 60 is an important number when we're working with time. We're going to watch a wee video that tells us a little bit more about 5 minutes. What could you do in 5 minutes? We could manage quite a lot of things in 1 minute. So 5 minutes, I think we might be able to achieve big things in that time, although not as much as I would like to. Sometimes I need more than 5 minutes to do something. Okay, so there I am with my clock. And we counted round and we could see that those little marks, there's 5 of them for each of the numbers. So counting all the way around, that took us right up to 60. I wonder if we could count backwards. So we started at 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, oops, over to this one, my other hand is, 15, 10, 5, and back up to the top again. Yeah, so it works both ways. Counting in 5s is a good thing to do, because remember, we've got 5 fingers on each hand and 5 toes on each foot. So altogether, I've got 5, 10, and then if I count my feet, hear me stamp them, 15, 20. Okay, let's have a wee look at the video.
Hello everyone! Guess what? We're sound checking for the concert of the year.
Well, actually, it's our first concert ever, later today. I'm on vocals and the drums. And tempo, well, what can I say? Oh, and the other thing I've been bursting to tell you is, tempo, tempo, put a sock in it. I did say it was going to be good singing. Tempo.
I'm in the shower.
You've still got your hat on.
It's a shower hat.
Your audience has arrived.
Ooh, greetings, lovers of good music. Sorry, not ready. I'm slightly covered in soap. Give me 5 minutes. Bye.
Okay, but no longer. You'll never be ready in 5 minutes. And I can prove it. Look. It's 8 o'clock now. So in 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll be 8:05. And I can measure 5 minutes on my stopwatch too. Go. Can you think of any other ways to measure 5 minutes?
I would use a clock. I would use a stopwatch.
I could use the timer app on my tablet.
In the kitchen, my mum would use a timer to know what 5 minutes was.
If I was getting a turn on the trampoline, but my brother also wanted to, but we wanted shots separately, we could use a timer to time 5 minutes each.
In school, when it's ICT time, you get 5 minutes on and 5 minutes off so other people can have a shot.
It took for me about 5 minutes to walk around the entire school, and I had a stopwatch around my head, and a teacher timed us for 5 minutes.
I can tidy my room in 5 minutes by shoving all my stuff under the bed.
Oh dear. I'm a bit worried that the song's going to be a bit of a disaster. I don't want you to laugh at him though, especially not today. Oh, which reminds me, I never did tell you what I was going to say earlier. Today is Tempo's birthday. He's 122. Just kidding. He's completely forgotten, but I haven't. Do you want to see his cake? Check this out. That's the most awesome clock cake in the world. Okay, it doesn't actually work, but it's very helpful if you want to know about minutes. So before it gets eaten, let's have a look. For the minute hand, each of these lines represents 1 minute. Starting at the 12, count the lines between the 12 and the 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 minutes!
Yes, and by the way, how many fingers do you have on one hand?
5.
Yep. Great way to remember how many minutes there are between the numbers round the clock. Now, the chocolate hands are pointing to 5 o'clock. But if the minute hand moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes past 5 o'clock, it's 5 minutes past 5.
5 past 5!
It takes the minute hand 5 minutes to move between each number on the clock. Come on, people, give me 5. Ta-da! My pop star costume. Oh, it's almost 5 past. No way he's going to be ready. Oh, tempo! I better get into position. Let's
do this.
And now, live from the workshop, Tempo and Sabrina perform their first ever single, Round the Clock.
Oh, wait. I've got a surprise. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Tempo!
Join us after the break for their first UK performance.
So that was fun and an easy way to explain 5 minutes between each of the numbers on the clock. I've got my clock here again. Now we're going to start to think about some other time intervals or periods of time. What I've done is I've folded my clock into 2 equal pieces. You can see the fold. That would be 2 halves. And you can see that the half is split between the 12 and the 6. If I then fold it again, I've now got my clock folded into 4 equal pieces, and we call them each 1/4 of an hour. And 4 quarters make a whole hour. And you can see there, 2 quarters make half an hour. So you hear people talking about 1/4 of an hour. So if we have a look at that section that's 1/4 of an hour, how many minutes make 1/4 of an hour? So let's follow what we were doing before. We knew that each of the numbers are 5 minutes. So if I go to the 3 from the 12, that would be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So 1/4 of an hour is 15 minutes. Let's see if that works between the 3 and the 6, because that's the same size, isn't it? So 5, 10, 15 minutes. Okay, so each 1/4 of an hour is going to be 15 minutes. So if we split the clock into 4 equal sections, as you can see with my little paper clock here, we call each of those sections 1/4 of an hour, and we can work out how many minutes are in 1/4 of an hour. I bet at school your break time is about 1/4 of an hour. It probably takes you about 1/4 of an hour to eat your lunch because you're desperate to get outside to play at school. So 1/4 of an hour is a good length of time, and it's good to understand what that length of time is in terms of what you could do during that time. Let's go back and see what Sabrina and Tempo do in 1/4 of an hour.
Guess what I saw on the way to work last week? Back up, Sabrina. Reverse. I know someone who will love this.
15 minutes of fame TV talent show. Are you super talented? Who, me? Send us your video. Must be at least 15 minutes long.
What do you think? Do you want to enter?
There's a lot of work here I should be getting on with. But yes! Yes, film me. Film me. Oh, this is my good side.
Tempo, I can't just film you standing there. You have to do something talented.
For 15 minutes? Well, how long is that?
Aha. Over to you.
15 minutes is the same as 1/4 of an hour.
Yeah.
How high could we build this tower in 15 minutes? About here?
And my still playtime lasts for 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes, I could probably read about 1 chapter of my book, or maybe 2, if the chapters were a bit shorter.
It takes me 15 minutes to get to school, and I pick up Emma and then we walk to school together.
This is my dog Buster. It takes about 15 minutes to give him a bath. But don't worry, you had one yesterday.
I play with my friends, and what I play is I play lots of kinds of games.
Glenn takes 1 minute to eat his dinner, but I take 50 minutes to eat my dinner since he's got a small bowl and I've got a big one. I just gave him a little treat. In 1 minute, I could go on the obstacle course 4 times. So, in 15 minutes, I could go on the obstacle course 60 times.
My Irish dancing is 1 hour, and our warm-up is about 50 minutes. In 1 minute, I can make 10 snowballs. In 15 minutes, I can make 150 snowballs.
Brilliant. Extremely helpful. Right, Tempo. Let's see if you have any of the talents that they list here. Do you have a dancing dog?
No.
Can you juggle?
Not so much.
Do you have super neat handwriting?
No.
No. I don't like this list.
Well, just because you haven't found your talent yet doesn't mean you don't have one.
Kermit!
Yes, Miss Sabrina?
Tempo, that's it. You're a voices kind of guy. You can copy voices. Can you think of any other voices that Tempo could impersonate?
My favourite thing on TV is Minions. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-be. My favourite character is Sandy the Squirrel from SpongeBob.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Homer Simpson.
I like the Doctor from Doctor Who and the Daleks. Gandalf.
Mudkip the Pokemon.
I like Darth Vader, and this is an impression of him.
I loved those ideas. What did you think, Tempo?
I'm getting 100 ideas. I need to go and try them out in private first.
Go rehearse and meet me back here at 11 o'clock. When?
11 o'clock. And you're going to film me for 15 minutes. Is that right?
Yep, 15 minutes exactly. We'll measure it on the clock.
Unbelievable! I'm going to be a star. This could be my moment.
I will start filming at 11 o'clock. To show you 15 minutes past 11 o'clock, we need to move the minute hand forward by 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 minutes past 11 looks like this. Now, for those of you who notice shapes, the minute hand has travelled a quarter of the way round the clock. A quarter is a half of a half. So we call this time a quarter past 11. Okay, Tempo, get ready and action.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tempo Impersonations Show. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Gandalf,
It's time to go on an adventure.
a racing car. Can you do Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Like Zonks, man. Scooby-Doo, where are you?
SpongeBob SquarePants,
Remember, eating the airhead on a clock is illegal on other planets.
an opera singer. Can you do a toilet?
I'm not doing a toilet. Toilets don't even have a voice, man.
Bugs Bunny?
What's up, Doc?
Okay, Darth Vader.
The Force is with you, Sabrina, but you are not a Jedi yet.
A minion. Ooh, that's a tricky one.
Hello.
Homer Simpson.
Hey. Ooh, hey, has anyone seen Bart? Or Lisa? Or Marge? I'm all alone. Just mowing the lawn. I can't wait to get home and... I'm at home already. What am I talking about? Go!
Kermit.
This is Kermit the Frog. I'd like to just say that, well, that tempo, he's gonna be a star. Yeah!
Hooray! 15 minutes exactly. Oh, Tempo, that was brilliant. Those TV people are going to love this.
Well, thank you. I'd certainly pick me. When's the closing date?
Checking that. Oh, today. I'd better go and deliver it right now.
You better have, Sabrina.
Got a good feeling about this, Tempo. Bye.
Because you know, fans, time waits for no frog.
Okay, so 15 minutes thinking about time. So we've explored some more time intervals today and seen how important the different time intervals are. So starting with seconds, moving on to minutes. Today we've looked at 5-minute intervals and 15 minutes. So for you, you need to be aware of what time the clock says and just look at the time it takes to do things. How long does it take you to eat your dinner? How long does it take to make the dinner? How long does it take to bake a cake? How long do you go for a walk for? You might have to walk the dog, or you might just be going for a walk. Have you been out on your bike? How long are you out on your bike for? So be aware of time intervals. Remember to try and count in 5s when you're counting round the clock. So time follows patterns, and these patterns are really, really important, and they remain the same all the time. And remember that number 60. 60 was a really important number, wasn't it? Because how many seconds are there in a minute? 60. How many minutes are there in an hour? 60. Those two numbers are really important. So that's been our time patterns for today. Well done, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.